The idea of a rule of law goes back to the ancient Greek and the work of philosophers like Aristotle. Aristotle, in his work, Politic, explored the best method to rule a society. He asks, is a good leader more important or are good laws more important? That's the question he asked. He answered his own question by saying this: the best way to rule a society is through very good laws. But for laws to work justly, they have to apply to everyone equally. End of quote. That's from Aristotle. Now, Encyclopedia Britannica defines the rule of law as the mechanism, process, institution, practice, or norm that supports the equality of all citizens before the law, secures a non-arbitrary form of government, and more generally prevents the arbitrary use of power. Another source describes it as a principle of governance in which all persons, institutions, and entities, public and private, including the state itself, are accountable to the laws that are publicly promulgated, equally enforced, are independently adjudicated, and which are consistent with international human rights. End of quote. The rule of law idea stands for the proposition that all citizens within a country are equal and accountable to the law. This means that no one is above the law, including presidents, prime ministers, ministers of state, chief justices, justices of a country, etc. All women, all men, young and old, are accountable to the law. The famous Greek philosopher, the same Aristotle, went further onto the same work in politics, went further to say and said this, quote, "It is more proper that the law should govern any one of the citizens upon the same principle, if it is advantageous to place the supreme power in some particular persons, they should be appointed to be only guardians and servants of the laws." End of quote. This means that men should not be governed by men, but by law. This makes perfect and logical sense. If Papua New Guineans allow the law to govern ourselves, imagine what living in PNG would be like. All persons are subject to the law, including persons who make the laws and enforce the law, including us judges, need to fully embrace this principle uttered by Aristotle. Our people are stuck in their thinking that the powerful are governed by different laws and the ordinary are governed by another set of laws. That thinking obviously is wrong. You and I, the lawyers, we know that. Everyone lives by the same law and is subject to the same law. Period. The rule of law is vitally critical and fundamental in our PNG style of democracy today. Than ever before in ensuring that what happened on Wednesday, the 10th of January 2024 is not repeated. Unfortunately, it was repeated on the 1st of February 2024. Unfortunately, that same act of lawlessness was repeated how many days after? 9 days or whatever. On the 1st of February, in that same place, and the victim is the same victim, Brand Hardware, or whatever shop it is in Geraru. The Brand Home Center was raided again on 1st February 2024, just 4 days ago. There are other events which occur in this city every day and elsewhere in the country that threaten and continue to threaten the rule of law. I said threatening the rule of law. And I'm not sure whether, well, our governor, Honorable Powers Pakot, I did inform him to come here today. I'm not even sure whether he's here today. Anyway, this message is for him and his officers, the National Capital District. For instance, the sale, chewing and splattering of the bitter nuts and red substances willy-nilly on the streets, walls of buildings, anywhere and everywhere, etc., or bitter nut and of spittle in public places in the city. The Summary Offences Act. Summary Offences Act, is that a law? Yes, it is a law. It is a law that is enforced, waiting to be enforced and executed. Is anybody executing that law? Oh. That is why I needed the Honorable Governor to be here, but he's not here. The Summary Offences Act, the National Capital District Act, prohibit the sale, chewing and splattering of the disgusting red spittle of the diplomat in public places around the city. Look around you at the traffic lights. Boston, just over there. Along the streets, a 24-hour diplomat market firmly established opposite the LMR International School. That's just an eyesore. Established opposite the LMR International School, littering everywhere and more. The evidence of our actions, those are some of the evidences I've just mentioned. That's uncontradictory evidence. You want to prove me wrong? Go and see it yourself. You yet come and look in.